Country Club Shores on Longboat Key is one of the most coveted neighborhoods, not even just on Longboat, but in Sarasota. I want to go through kind of a market snapshot of what has happened here in this neighborhood over the last 6 months as we sit here in April of 2025. So come take the neighborhood tour and market update for Country Club Shores. Well, I'm doing this video at my beautiful listing at 501 Outrigger on the south end, walk to the beach right here in the water. So amazing setting, perfect because it's in Country Club Shores, obviously. So I wanted to kind of fill you in on kind of what's happened in this market here in this neighborhood right here at 501 Outrigger. So let's take a walk down to the water here. And let's look at it from the water side. So I kind of wanted to talk to you about the market, what has happened in Country Club Shores in the last 6 months. And hopefully I won't fall, the waters right here, fall into this. That would make for a good video. So what I did was I pulled low, median, and high for whether it was active, pending, or sold. So you get a really good overview of the pricing and like the days on the market, the price per square foot in here. Because as we sit here in 2025, you know, much has changed. Some things have stayed the same. You know, the business has changed. The markets are always in flux, but I'm here to tell you kind of like what is happening right now. So let's start with the low. The low, 1180 Bogey Lane, and this property was sold December 2024. Of course, this is all post storms and all that. December 2024 for $900,000. It was on the market for 268 days, and the last listed price was $950,000. So generally speaking, before I even go look to the original prices, generally in real estate, the higher the days on the market, the less you can expect to get for the price, unless the last adjusted price was so competitive and so aggressive that it just sells quickly at that lower price. But they originally started, it looks like, at 1.2 million. So at 1.2 million, the market was telling them that it was priced high, right? For a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom ranch style, of course, 1-level floor home built in 1967. And we all know that the low-lying older homes here, you know, they've sustained damage. You know, I don't know what the state of this house is, but I'll put some pictures up. It was sold furnished. It was a meticulously updated home. And who knows, I mean, they might update it, but we have what's called the 50-50 rule. I've done some video on what that is, the 50-50 rule here. In Florida, if you're in a flood zone, there's rules as to how much you can actually update the home in a flood zone. So that's one. The next median, the median price for Country Club Shores, going back 6 months as we sit here, April 2025, remember, sold, it was 550 Wedge Lane, and that was the last listed price was 3.25. It was, well, it says 0 days on the market. So that is indicative of usually a home that they sold in-house prior to hitting the market, or within that 1 to 2 business day period where you can sell a house without putting it on the market if you happen to have a buyer. So that ended up selling for 3.185 or 1202 per square foot. And this property built in 1968, again, another 1-story home, 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom with a pool, 2649 square feet. Again, that's on Wedge Lane here in Country Club Shores. And the high price, again, just going back 6 months, there's plenty of homes that have sold for more than double this price in Country Club Shores over the years, depending on the location and the upgrades and how new, if it's brand new, of course. Is actually still active, and that is listed for 5.699. This property is located at 585 Gunwell Lane. Okay, 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 4733 square feet. So far, it's been on the market 131 days. You know, and a lot of times in the upper tier prices, you know, they do take a little bit longer to sell. There's just less buyers that are able to afford it, and it makes sense. The higher the price bands, the less the buyers are, right? If you have a house for 300,000, of course there's tons of buyers for that because there's more affordability. So they originally had this listed not too much higher at just under 6 million, 5.995 million. And this is a 2-story home. Like I said, it's got the pool. It's built in 1990. So this listed price is 1204 a square foot. Just general things about Country Club Shores as well, if you're not familiar. And I'm going to move because I worry that this is going to fall in the water. The phone, which is my life. um, Shores. It is the most southern neighborhood on Longboat Key. So you have really easy access to St. Armand's Circle, downtown Sarasota. And one of the most beautiful things about Country Club Shores is you have a pedestrian walk directly to the beach. So you hit the button, so there's a pedestrian like blinking lights, it's safer, and you just walk right to the beach. So from this house, it's just a little bit from 501 Outrigger where we are here. It's just to the north. You can bike there, you can walk. There's no vehicle parking or anything like that, but great bike ride, great walk, and you're right there at the beach. You know, depending on where you are in Country Club Shores, you can get golf course views, you can have sunsets. The Longboat Key Golf and Country Club is right across the street from where we are here. So absolutely immaculate, stunning views at all times, not to mention, of course, the little canal right here with bay views to the end. And so generally, as you kind of inch closer to the bay, the water views sort of open up, and those values tend to go up closer to that open bay, right? So the more open the water, of course, the higher the price point and the values. Coming back to this house on the market, 501 Outrigger, it's a beautiful elevated home built in 2017 and no damage from the storm. You're sitting high up here and you've got all the 2017 characteristics, obviously all concrete. You know, your living space is up a little bit, but not too high. You don't have like these steep stairs going up to the property. That metal roof, the hurricane impact windows and sliders that not only help for storms, but buffer the noise. So, and you know, behind me, let's just talk about this pool, right? A lot of these pools now, especially with newer builds, not even just on the islands, but newer construction homes tend to be like really small dipping pools. So it's really nice to have it like, I call this a lap pool. It might not be a true lap pool, but it's as close to that as I think I would need or ever want in life. Okay. And heated salt water. They also have a 4-car tandem garage down below, which is really, really nice for storage and just overflow stuff. Anyway, I hope that gave you an idea of kind of where Country Club Shores Longboat Key Market is right now. And I'm here as your advocate, whether you're thinking of selling a property back here on the island, Sarasota. I do work from Anna Maria to Minnesota. If you look at the map, it's a large area. I'm the agent that's going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear to sell the property. Likewise, if you're a buyer, like how aggressive can you be when you're going to look at making an offer on a property, you know, telling you the stats, like the higher days on the market, if you're a buyer, is to your benefit. It's not to your benefit as a seller, right? Likewise, if I'm representing you as a seller, if I know that value and I can represent that in our negotiations, then, you know, we're going to get that higher price for you. So I think knowing and understanding the market before it changes, feeling things before they come, as they come, while you're in it, market shifts. It's really important to hire someone who is full-time. This part-time stuff in a really swiftly changing market like this is not going to be conducive for you and your bottom line. So you can call me anytime, 941-544-7690, or email Shayla Twit at gmail.com. Same thing with my website, shaylatwit.com.